Hello friends and welcome back to the channel for the midpoint of Season 54. It is War number 6, and today we have a matchup against Old Driver. Haven't played this alliance in quite some time if memory serves. Team today, Void and America Chavez both returning along with Omega Red for a 10% increase in Void's intimidating presence debuff damage. Starting off today on path number 8, we're actually going to be on path number 8 the whole way through here. And first up we have an America Chavez on node 8. And absolutely nothing really going on with the nodes here. Now, I fought a Chavez earlier in this season with Void, and I did get caught by the Unstoppable. So my goal in this fight was to be more mindful of my precision buff from Dexterity. So you're going to see me here try and avoid triggering that and then blocking the last part of her special 1, which still leaves me enough space to counter her properly. And then I can safely Dex whenever I have the slow on her from knocking her down, which you'll see me do right there. But yeah, just trying to be definitely more mindful of that. I don't want to get caught, by an errant Unstoppable and lose some health here. I was trying to conserve potions as much as possible in this war. Not for any particular reason other than I just wanted to do it. Alright, moving on, we have a Destroyer here on node 17. We fought a Destroyer on a different path, I think last war or the war before. This one ends up being a lot easier. Not much to pay attention to here. We do have to be a little mindful of how personal space interacts with snowballing, and to that end, I'm trying not to get him to 3 or more Furies, because then he gets like the Fury passives here. The other thing I'm trying to do specifically in this fight is to push him to the special 2, which was a note I made for myself after the last time we fought a Destroyer. If you push him to the special 2 and you know the dex for it, it takes him a lot longer to get up to those power gain charges, and I wanted to specifically allow myself enough time to get my Petrifies up because I don't have access to the Withers in this fight because there's no placebo buffs going on from the nodes here. So I wanted to make sure that if for some reason he was able to trigger the power gain before we killed him, we had it under lockdown. It ends up not mattering because we killed him before we even got our second Petrify up. So, alright, up in section 2, again, we're going to be on path 8 here. Node 26, we have a MANGOG here. MANGOG, not a tactic defender this season. Not much going on here with the nodes. The threat here really is power efficiency, and that is that if he fires too many consecutive special 1s and you don't have a special available, he's going to be unstoppable with really no way for you to remove it other than taking some hits and getting a bar of power here. So I'm doing 4-hit combos as you always want to do against MANGOG, and I'm definitely keeping one eye on my power meter at all times, combined with how many of those hatred charges he has here. Don't want to push him to the special 2, of course, under any circumstances, and our Petrify is going to mitigate how much natural power gain he gets, as you'll see here. So this special is not going to be triggering the Unstoppable, but the next one will. So you can see me holding on to a bar of power here, kind of anticipating that he is going to trigger that mode, which he does. And now we're going to try and step back into a special 1. Got a little corner there. That's totally fine. No worries about that. We can strike or intercept. He somehow blocks it, so it's fine. We just bait out a heavy and counter, and the fight is pretty much over at this point. Once we have successfully countered that enraged mode, the fight is real easy after that. Alright, next up we have an Adam Warlock on 35 with Rich Get Richer. I honestly considered using Void for this fight and bringing Odin instead of Omega Red, but as you'll see, America Chavez finishes this fight in like 20 or 30 seconds. It's just an absolute slaughter. I do maintain, though, that Void would have been absolutely fine for this, but, Chavez is a tried and true counter to this node, and she has class advantage over Adam, so plus she's just a really, really good champ here. So we're triggering the negative zone to keep his power gain on lockdown, but we are going to trigger the orange dimension here on the special 2, and you can see it bypasses his pod and just completely annihilates him, and that is an awesome fight right there. Alright, last but not least, we have another node 49 Mysterio to deal with. We'll be using Void here. Advanced power boost just because we only get access to one special during the fight, and our damage should be a little bit better in this fight because we have Omega Red on the team. Now, one thing I am trying a little bit differently in this particular fight, something that I practiced and I noticed during my duels before I went into the war, and that is that if you knock Mysterio down and he doesn't have a bar of power, with Void I was having like a near 100% rate if I just dashed in and tried to stand up intercept. So I'm trying to do that a lot more here, as you'll see right there. Just, I don't know, the animations just seem to line up. I was worried about potentially getting parried, but the more I practiced it, I was finding that I wasn't missing it at any point here. Now he is being extra picky here, so we're taking a bunch of brute force damage. We don't have the slow on him, so this heavy was a little risky, and thankfully he did not trigger the unstoppable. But other than that, the fight is pretty much on lockdown at this point. Remember that even though he's triggering the damage reflection, that does count for decay, and we will not be taking that damage back as long as we have enough debuffs on him. Heavy countering his special 1 to keep as much uptime of the slow debuff as possible, thus eliminating the chances that he goes unstoppable. And other than that, it's pretty much a straightforward fight. Like I said the first time we took this season, it is a lot safer and a lot faster with a rank 3 Void. And there we go. Now this war, as of the time of this recording, isn't officially over. However, we are behind enough where I feel pretty comfortable calling it a loss for us. So 5 kills for me, 0 deaths. Our record will fall, expected to 1-5 on the season. Folks, I hope you're looking forward to the rest of the season. I know I am looking forward to trying to get as many silly Void fights in as I can before he probably faces the Banhammer in a few wars next season. But we'll take it one war at a time here. So if you enjoyed this, please let me know by hitting that like button, and be sure to subscribe for more war content later. And as always, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next time.